I'm Jennifer Liang, and I'm chairing this convention, so I'm sorry. I don't really like to talk, so I'm going to quickly introduce Linda, and then I'm going to get out of the way. Linda Taglieri is our Toastmaster this year. Thank you so much, Linda. If you don't know Linda, Linda is the blogger for the 13th Depository, which is an amazing Wheel of Time resource site. I keep nominating it for a Hugo in the related work category, but no one else agrees with me, so please help me with that next year. And she has graciously agreed to be our Toastmaster this year. She came all the way from Australia, so be very nice to her if she's jet lagged. And I will get out of her way before I say something dumb.
Thank you, Jennifer. Nothing like being introduced by a princess. Welcome everyone to JordanCon 8, the Con of Valere. I thought I'd start by explaining the con's title, since not everyone here, believe it or not, is a long-time Wheel of Time fan. It takes its name from the Horn of Valere, a legendary object in the books that has the power to call past heroes bound to the horn, back from the grave to help in battle. The horn looks like a plain French horn, though it's gold, engraved with the phrase Tiami Arvan Moradin Isain de Vadin, which means, the grave is no bar to my call, in the old tongue. Unfortunately, it has been lost for some time. The tales say the horn will only be found just before the last battle, which is the climax of the Wheel of Time story, and that the heroes of the horn will fight for whoever blows the horn, whether they are for the light or the shadow. Once the horn has been blown by someone, the horn sounder, the heroes will only come for that person until that person dies. And since I can't let this go without a small bit of analysis, in the books, the horn has something of the role of the last trump at the biblical Armageddon, and of Jallarhorn that will call in the final battle at Ragnarok in Norse myth, and also of Charlemagne's legendary horn to summon reinforcements for him in battle, and finally as a hunting horn that spurs on the wild hunt that roams the countryside in folk tale. So the Great Hunt is called in the square of Tammuz in Ilion, the capital of the nation of the same name, where thousands of people gather to take the hunter's oath and go off into the world to search for the horn, to claim it for the light, to aid them in the last battle. There are rumours that the shadow is also looking for the horn. Since the horn must be found by the light, we are going to have our own hunt at JordanCon. Now, yes, really. So we're going to search for the horn. We've got to find it. We can't let the horn fall into the shadow's hands. So Ilion has sounded the call, and any would-be travellers that fancy themselves as hunters of the horn should report to the Square of Tammuz, the Washington Room, immediately after these ceremonies to find out how to participate in the Great Hunt and take the hunter's oaths. Yeah. So if you want to do that, go to it. So.
I found it! Can't let them have it.
And some seem to have not gone to Ilion, but to have started looking already. There they are.
I'm not saying the third time. My wife is there, not my boss.
Surely
What's that? Damn you! No rehearsals! Surely it uses the power. I can sense these objects.
I thought I saw someone ahead with the cloak.
Who was the furthest ahead? Hey, Bill. Sense anything here, Bill?
Nope. Got nothing. Just a billow.
She need a shave. I think she's cute.
Gits! The hunt isn't here. Go, there's somewhere else. Go, shoot. This is tower business. They'll never find it now.
Thanks, guys. This is the first con after all the Wheel of Time material has been published, so we really reached a milestone this year. I'd like to welcome and introduce the wonderful Team Jordan to JordanCon. Harriet Rigney, Brandon Sanderson, Alan Romanchek, and Maria Simmons. And also to congratulate them on the companion to the series. That's great. So Team Jordan will talk about the Wheel of Time companion on Saturday afternoon at 1 in the Carter room, which is this room. And we'll have fans giving their analysis of the companion on Saturday at 4. And Roberts Jordan's notes will be discussed, possibly dissected, on Sunday at 11:30 as part of the World of the Wheel track in the Jackson room. Now the track director for the World of the Wheel is Jen Halbman. There is an Oja panel today at 2:30 for that track and a costuming panel tomorrow morning at 10. So it's a great track. So I'd also like to give a warm welcome to all our author guests. There's really so many, it's fantastic. Our author guest of honour this year is the amazing Catherine Nazaro, who has written over 25 novels, fantasy, science fiction and thrillers, as well as short stories and non-fiction. She has won the Nebula and Analog Reader's Choice Awards. Her most recent books are the Nebula Awards Showcase 2013 anthology, which she edited, the novel Carnelians, and the anthology of her short fiction titled Aurora in Four Voices. In her Ruby Dynasty series, she combines adventure, math, hard science, romance, and fast-paced action. So, please welcome Catherine. You can spend an hour with Catherine in the writer's track directly after these ceremonies in the Madison room. The writer's track director is none other than that shifty Richard Fife. The track also has panels on traditional and self-publishing, and on Sunday at 1, a lecture by Brandon Sanderson on writing. Brandon will also give a reading of one of his books. It's Saturday at 10:30. Sunday now at 10:30. Right.
Check the app.
Yeah. Okay, this year, JordanCon is hosting Deep South Con, and I'd like Jennifer Liang to come back here, please, and tell us about it.
All
right, so in addition to being the JordanCon chair, I'm also the president of the Southern Fandom Confederation, which is a very long-standing organization of fans throughout the Southeast. And they're loosely associated with Deep South Con, which has been going on for 54 years now. So it's a long-standing convention. So because I'm a teacher in my non-fan convention time, I made a quiz. And so I'm going to quiz all of you on Southern fandom history. So give me just a second.
It's good.
Is that one good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so if you have a mobile device of some sort, you can go to, it turned on. Wait, it's back. I'm not good with this stuff. All right, so go to kahoot.it, and this is the PIN number. I'll leave this up for just a minute if anybody wants to play. Or you can just play along in the audience and laugh at the answers I gave. I see people getting that. All right, I'm going to change the screen, but the numbers aren't going to go away. They'll appear in a different place. Oops, wrong place. Wrong place. I promise I've done this before. Look at all you people. Oh my God, I've got 40 of you already. Okay. All right. Oh, it's the most people I've ever had in a Kahoot before. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and start. 7 questions. Are you ready? All right. Who chaired the first Deep South Con? I've chaired 2, but I did not chair the first one. I'm not that old, guys. Those are the choices, so you have to pick on your phone which one you're doing. Okay. 11 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it was Dave Houlihan. Yay! If any of you read the cheat sheet that I put out at registration, you would know that. Okay? Jimmy, is that you? Jimmy, you helped me write the cheat sheet. Jimmy's met Dave Houlihan.
You didn't say I couldn't play.
All right, where was the first Deep South Con held? All right, so Atlanta, New Orleans, Tony Westcoff's house, or Huntsville?
Oh, we got more people this time.
Go for it, guess. All right, 7. Oh, Huntsville. All right, so some of you guys may have read the cheat sheet, or you're very good at Google. Jimmy. All right, who is the current president of the Southern Fandom Confederation? Please get this one right. All right, is it Warren Buff, Jennifer Liang, Tony Westcoff, or Regina Kirby? He's not even in the room at the time, guys. All right, yay! Who's boogers? All right, who can attend the Deep South Con business meeting? Is it any member of JordanCon Deep South Con, dues-paying members only, anyone Tony Westcoff deems worthy, or retired Confederate generals? Yes, any member of JordanCon / Deep South Con. So if you are here in this room, you are a member of the Deep South Con this year, and you are able to come to our business meeting. Jimmy will be cheering that Sunday morning, so if you'd like to come and help us vote on how we will handle Deep South Con business moving forward, you are welcome to join us.
Is she on Wi-Fi? How's she getting it that fast?
Who, what? Jimmy? No, he just knows this.
No, it's like it's the fastest.
Yeah, no, it's just Jimmy. Jimmy's cheating. It's okay. Boogers is the real winner here. All right, Deep South Con 55 will be held in. This is next year's Deep South Con. So it'll either be in New Orleans, Chattanooga, High Point, North Carolina, or Huntsville, Alabama. I did not give an option for Tony Weisskopf's house. I'm sorry.
She lives in Chattanooga.
That's true. She is in Chattanooga, so you could swing by if you want to. I'm sure she'd be fine with that. All right, 6, 5. Whoa, what just happened? All right, it'll be in High Point, North Carolina. It's being hosted by Congregate next year, and they are wonderful people, and I hope that you guys can join me in Congregate next year. You guys all thought it was Chattanooga? For real? I bet Brandy will be interested to hear that. Right, Deep South Con awards the Hugo, the Nebula, and the Candle, the Rebel, the Phoenix, and the Ruble, the Tony Weisskopf Seal of Approval, or the Giant Sparkle Trophy of Shame. Oh my God, there's a Giant Sparkle Trophy of Shame, for reals. Oh my goodness. And I didn't know there was going to be a real sparkle trophy until when I made this. So it's like this, it was meant to be. Right, yes, we are going to be awarding the Rebel, the Phoenix, and the Ruble this year. We were able to award these before. Let's go now. We were able to award those things before, and we will get to do so again. Jennifer, when is that happening? It's happening during the costume contest tomorrow. All right, who is the only person to be awarded the Rebel, the Phoenix, and the Ruble? Is it Jennifer Liang, Tony Weisskopf, Brandy Spraker, or James Fulbright? The Triple Crown of Southern fandom. This is the person who's done the most for all of us.
Or to us.
Or to us, in the case of the Ruble. The Ruble is definitely the joke award. You kind of don't want that one.
The rubble.
The Rubble, sorry. All right. 3, 2, 1. Yes, and Tony Weisskopf is the only person so far to win all 3 awards. It'd be funnier if she was here and we could wave at her, but oh well, I think she's somewhere else. All right, so now that you guys know a little bit about Southern fandom and Southern history, I hope you guys join us at the business meetings. There's the Southern Fandom Federation business meeting on Sunday as well. I'll be chairing that one in my sparkly tiara, and Jimmy will be doing the Deep South Con business meeting because I cannot do 2 back-to-back meetings in Robert's Rules of Order for 2 hours without losing my mind. So Jimmy gets a turn too.
We need to know who Boogers was. Go to that one.
What?
Go to that one.
What?
Go to that one.
Boogers.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'd like to warmly welcome all of our JordanCon artists. JordanCon 8's artist guest of honour is acclaimed artist John Picacio, who illustrated the best-selling Chesley Award-winning 2012 George R.R. Martin A Song of Ice and Fire calendar, and has created iconic cover art for books by Michael Moorcock, Dan Simmons, Mark Chadbourne, Early Modison, Jeffrey Ford, and more, as well as for the Star Trek and X-Men franchises. So, John will talk about his art on Saturday afternoon in the Madison Room at 1, unless the schedule's changed. His beautiful art is on display in the art show. It really is fabulous. Washington, there, yeah, okay. The art show director is April Moore, who would like to tell us some more about the show. What's this? A Taraku?
Stand aside!
I hope you're not going to pronounce any anathemas.
Don't you have a 13th depository to go back to?
You should read what's written about you in it.
I have my eye on you.
To watch your career with great interest.
You should. I'm gonna be amazing. First things first, when I find the person or persons responsible for the Sith Aleda rumor, you will learn the dark side. I'll find you. Welcome to our guest of honor, our artist guest of honor, John Picasso. And to all of our artists, this year marks JordanCon's 5th annual art show, and the biggest yet for the art show in Dealer Hall. You will join us in Salon for celebration immediately after these opening ceremonies until 7 p.m. tonight. Saturday from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. There will be a variety of items of varying interests, including officially licensed Wheel of Time art. Our art show features silent auction style bidding. Any of our JordanCon attendees may bid on artwork. If you see something to your liking, write down your name, badge number, and bid, and start the process. For questions, you may find me, April, Paul, or any of our volunteers for assistance. If you're the winning bidder on artwork, return on Sunday to pick up your art. And if you did not bid on something but regret that choice, you will. You should return to Salon to see if that remains for sale on Sunday. Multiple perusals of Salon and its displays are in order. Do you understand?
Leia! Jenna!
Lorraine, why are you back?
And what do you do? You imposter! Make way for the true Herman!
Silly boy. Children will be children, never fear. The real Amarilyn is here. So to proceed, 10% of all art show proceeds will go to the Mayo Clinic. And don't forget to vote in the art show awards. You have the opportunity to select the 3 best pieces of art for best non-Wheel of Time, best Wheel of Time, and best 3D. So make sure you get your votes in before 7 p.m. tomorrow night. There is no photography or food or drink allowed in the art show, so please make sure you leave your drinks and snacks outside the doors, or I'll have to have my warders escort you out. And don't forget, we do have art show programming this year, not in the hall, but in Washington, across the hall from the art show. And we'd like to call your attention to a few events. In addition to the retrospective with John Picasso tomorrow, we also have a colored pencil section, techniques session after that with Charles Urbach, which should be amazing. And today, don't forget, we do have the Charity Art Jam. You can go and watch in Washington at 5:30 artists make original art in just about an hour. And then tomorrow you can bid on it in the charity auction. So make sure you don't miss that. That's all I had to discuss today.
Taglieri said I'm making it to the podium. I have business to do and penances to deliver.
Thank you, Mother. As well as the art show, we have the dealer's hall in the salon room, which is overseen by Paul Bielaczyc. There's books, costumes, t-shirts and jewellery, some of the things on sale there. Since its inception in 2009, JordanCon has really grown and now has 9 tracks. As well as the Wheel of Time series and art that we've talked about, there's also fantasy and the swords and sorcery track in the Jefferson room. There's an urban fantasy panel today at 2:30, a women in fantasy panel on Saturday at 10, and a musketeers panel Saturday at 2:30. Tiffany Franklin is the track director. The science fiction track, Rivets and Robots, is looked after by Sean Hillman. It's in the Tyler room. Is Sean here? Tonight at 10 there is a sci-fi cinema, and tomorrow a diversity in science fiction panel at 11:30 and a legacy of Honor Harrington panel at 2:30. The Sander track is directed by Billy Todd. And looks at the works of, naturally, Brandon Sanderson. Cosmere Magic will be discussed tomorrow at 1 in the Roosevelt room, and Miss Bourne's Kelsier on Sunday at 10. That's just 2 of the great panels. Yeah. So the main track includes 2 Cafe Clutches, which are small groups meeting with an author over coffee. Sign up on Saturday to meet with Team Jordan or with Catherine Azario in room 332. The Blade Master tournament today is at 4 is in the Carter room. The costume contest on Saturday at 5:30 is also here in the Carter room. There is karaoke tonight at 8:30 in this room, and the ball on Saturday at 8:30 features hits from the 80s. The track director is Susan Martin. And we have some awesome workshops. Actually, all of them are awesome. There's weaving, henna, ballroom dancing, crochet jewellery, spinning, and Japanese tamari balls are just some of a few of the workshops being presented in the Monroe room. And there will be a host of different games in the gaming track, whether they are organised or perhaps spur of the moment. These will take place in the Perimeter Pavilion, which is actually just adjoining outside. The gaming director is John Herman.
He's not here.
The celebrated Magic the Gathering tournament runs Friday night, and we have a Magic draft on Saturday night. I actually know what a draft game is, believe it or not, because both my sons play Magic. And I believe Brandon played my older son when he was in Sydney. Okay, so the director of the Deep South Con track is Regina Kirby. The track is in the Falk room, and we'll discuss science fiction programs available at Georgia Tech tomorrow at 1, followed by how not to run a convention at 2:30, which will be great fun. And I'd like Red Morgan to come up for an announcement from Tarvalon.
I left my lightsaber at home, I'm sorry. I don't have a fancy quiz, but I would like to offer you a way to get money. As Linda said, I am Red Morgan. I am the CEO and Amerlin Seed at Tarvalon.net. And since 2006, we've been offering a scholarship. It started out as offered to our members only. And in 2007, we opened that up, 2010, we opened that up to the general Wheel of Time fandom. And in 2007, we renamed it to the Robert Jordan Memorial Scholarship in honor of Robert Jordan. We offer $500 to 2 undergraduate or graduate students anywhere in the world. They do not have to be members of Theresa.net. I've lost my second page of notes. Okay, so last year we awarded 2 scholarships, one to Judy Hoisington, who was one of our members. She was earning a bachelor's in social work, and we had a non-member, Amir Hussein, who is in his 2nd year of med school this year. Both of them wrote an essay on the topic of how I will use my studies to be an Aes Sedai, or to be a servant of all, excuse me. And that's the only requirement that we have. You need to write an essay and submit it to us in the month of June. And it's voted on by our Hall of the Tower. It's a blind vote, no names are attached. It's based solely on the content of the essay. So I encourage all of you, if you're in any kind of undergraduate or graduate program, come by our fan table for more information. That will be open tomorrow, 10 to 5, or grab me in the hallway, ask whatever questions you have. Thank you.
Thank you, Red. So JordanCon raises money for charity, and is very good at it too. The con raises money for the Mayo Clinic's research into amyloidosis, the disease which killed Robert Jordan so untimely. Our charity events include the charity auction on Saturday, where you can peruse the items on offer and make your bids multiple times if necessary to get the item of your choice. Tonight's Sean Chan Hold'em tournament in the Perimeter Pavilion, and the charity art jam in the Washington Room at 5:30 today. I'd like to actually call upon the Amanda Keane of the Waygate charity, if she would come up, please.
Hi, I'm Shannon Lee. This is Amanda Keane, and we're actually representing a 3rd member, Karen Campbell. I know. So much. She got married recently. And does anybody else still use online names more than they should, other than real names? I struggle with that. Anyway, the 3 of us form a group called Waygate Foundation, which is a 501c3 that is intended to help authors and writers to support philanthropy events that they might not otherwise have the technical or logistic support to manage. And we've been doing this for several years, and wanted to take this opportunity, as other groups have in years past, to thank Harriet for her contributions to our work, and to really recognize her for not only her dedication to Waygate Foundation, but her dedication to philanthropy and charity and improving not only the Wheel of Time community, but local, national, and international groups, everything from the Charleston Library Society to our group to 5 international charities that we worked with as the companion was released last year. And so we just, from the bottom of our hearts, want to thank Harriet for her dedication, and Amanda's going to tell you a little bit more.
I had the great pleasure to travel to several stops with the companion tour this past November, and it was a really awesome experience. And with the support of Tor and Harriet and the rest of the tour, we made over $6,000 for 5 different charities that were represented by the 5 main Heman Fielders characters. It was a great experience, and it was a really successful campaign, and we really appreciated it. Karen, Shannon, and I are all members of Theresa.net as well. And back at our 10th anniversary party several years ago in Charleston, we had several charity events going on, and that was actually when we first pitched the idea of Waygate to Harriet. One of the items for silent auction was having a set of the books signed by Team Jordan, and they signed it at their favorite scenes. Harriet signed it when the Bowl of Winds was used, and she said that she always wished that she had a Bowl of Winds. And so Harriet, as a personal gift from Karen, Shannon, and I, we present to you the Bowl of Winds. So when the weather's going crazy, you now know who to blame.
Thanks very much, ladies. So, I guess, what else is there to do? Believe it or not, there are still more things, more choices that you could make. There are book signings that take place here at JordanCon, which is a great opportunity to get your books signed by the authors. And there is a writer's table to talk with various authors just past the art show. So if you don't manage to catch an author at a book signing, perhaps they'll be at the writer's table and you'll be able to get books signed there. And the awesome con suite in room 432 is providing delicious food for people as a donation throughout the con. As you can see from what, all the wonderful people who've come up here today, JordanCon could not take place without an enormous amount of work from the JordanCon directors, the track directors, and a host of volunteers. Without their time, generous donation of their time and effort, just wouldn't have happened at all. So please show your appreciation for these fabulous, hardworking people. So each year, the 5-year volunteers are recognised. So I have their names here, and I'd like them to stand, actually, when I read out their names. Gary Singer, Paula Turley, Ben Gunderson, Jennifer Haldman, Richard Blaylock, Jenna Lipnicus, Kelsey Cason, April Moore, Paul Bielaczyc, Jay Dauro, Tina Pierce, Sharon Little, and Jeff Bernard. And I couldn't help but notice there's actually 13 of them. So it'd be interesting what they'd get up to if they all got together. So there are still a couple of volunteer spots available. One thing is that because of to acknowledge the generosity of the volunteers, there's actually a rewards program. I encourage people to volunteer and help out, and it just makes the con even more fantastic than it is. If you are new to the con, you are most especially welcome here today. We are all so glad you have found your family. And I recommend that you accelerate the process by dropping into the speed friending meetup this afternoon at 5:30 in this room. And as you might notice, there have been a few changes at times to the schedule, so please keep an eye out for changes in the schedule. If you have the app, that's much easier, but there are also notices around. The Wheel of Time series has inspired so much discussion, whether in the flesh or online, and aroused enormous passion for the world, the magic, and the characters. Over the years, I've seen the same characters reviled by some that have been lauded by others. A kind of balance. Which shows, I guess, just how right Robert Jordan got it. And thanks for your attention. Go forth and have a great con.